Welcome to day 2 of the 13th European Youth Olympic Festival. It is a bi-annual multi-sport celebration of youth athletics from 48 member countries forming the European Olympic Committees. 34 of those nations represented here. Young Olympic hopefuls between 14 and 18 years of age will be competing in 9 different sports here in Erzurum, Turkey. I'm Tom Kirkland, the Olympic Channel, proud to be live streaming many of these competitions over the next 6 days. Our first event, obviously right here in the Ice Hockey Hall, the European Youth Olympic Festival Boys Hockey Tournament. An intriguing matchup here. The hockey-savvy and obviously talent-rich Russian Federation boys meeting the hosts, Turkey. A relatively new hockey program, learning and growing every day. And certainly these kinds of matches with the Russian kids will help accelerate the learning curve for these young Turkish hockey players. These are 2 of the 5 countries and some 100 teenagers competing in the hockey tournament. Along with Turkey and Russia, there is France, Belarus, and Slovakia. Boys and girls from the 34 countries here competing for medals in Olympic sports of alpine skiing, biathlon, cross-country skiing, ski jumping, curling, snowboard, short track speed skating, and figure skating. Getting ready for the center face-off. It'd be intriguing to see right from the jump how the Turkish boys handle this. It might be a bit intimidating with the incredible decades-long portfolio of the Russians and what they've done at all levels, but the Turks promise to be competitive and battling, and away we go. Off the early giveaway, the Russians go to work behind the Turkish net. In goal for Turkey, Muhammed Mutanoglu, and he's likely going to be a busy man. In goal for the Russians, Makar Shufarov. That one missed the net, although it did appear that the Turkish keeper Mutanoglu was in good position. It's a basic format here, 3 20-minute periods. Face-off outside of the Turkish zone. Turkish head coach Vesa Vitakovsky is actually a Finnish origin. Started playing when he was 3 and started playing professionally when he was 17. Has coached and played professionally, and now has taken on the task and challenge of trying to build the Turkish hockey program. Nice stick handling maneuver. And there's an early goal. Sweet work by Larislav Likachev to set up his teammate. Looked like he could have shot the puck, but he made a beautiful pass right across the goal mouth, and Russia takes the early lead. Everybody in this Turkish hockey program fully understands that they're just in the program building phase, and they view this as a tremendous chance to play against some of the best young boys in their world. And I think you might see a little bit more of the Russian domination. They're just light years ahead in terms of development, obviously. There's no question the Turkish kids will grow a lot from these kinds of experiences throughout the tournament. You'd see it particularly just in the skating skills, the ability of the Russians to skate all manner of directions, and stick handling is another thing. It's the skill areas. A redirect attempted right there. Nice save there by Matanoglu. In good position. A lot of the stick handling work being done by the Russian defenseman, Artemy Niazev. See some of the, no doubt, friends and perhaps family there in that little group cheering below the Turkish flag. The early penalty puts the Russians on the power play. Ilya Nikosev on the faceoff. Good bit of work there for the Turkish side. Gathering the puck, clearing it down. If you understand the rules here, the team that's down a man is allowed to ice the puck. That's shooting it all the way down the ice. If you're even strength, that would result in a face-off in your own zone. But when you're down a man, you're allowed to shoot the puck all the way down. 3 minutes in, the Russians up a goal and on the power play. Mustafa Ak wins the face-off for the Turkish team. Russia gathers. And now down they come. They'll be very patient and disciplined, trying to get the best possible shot. It's good work by the Turkish penalty kill. Key for them is to try to stay disciplined. You don't want to get too far out of the box or diamond, depending on how the coach sets it up. And there's a shot. Looked like that one off the post. Maybe a save. Igor Serdyuk with the stick handle. And again, a little bit of disorganization from the Russian power play, but Turkish defense doing a good job killing this off. What a maneuver there, and a great move. Wow. All the way around, gathered his own rebound. Artemy Niazev should be unassisted, and we've seen him lug the puck already in the first 4 minutes. And watch this. All the way around, shot, gets his own rebound, pokes it in. He's the captain and doing the things that captains do. Taking charge and just bullying his way in. Out of the box, and now Turkey is even, 5 aside. And here they come again. The key, I think, for the Turkish boys, you just don't get discouraged. You know what's coming. They're playing an extremely talented, pretty much a veteran group of boys, and there's another one. The captain gets his second. Again, this is not unexpected. The early struggles for Mustafa Ak in goal. correction for Mohamed Matanoglu in goal. Not really his fault. He's made a couple of good saves, but a lot of these are point blank, and the Russians are typically not going to miss. There's an offside as we hit the 5-minute mark. Kept in, flipped in front, goes harmlessly past the keeper. This is 5 aside here. There was an opportunity right in front. Good save there, right on the doorstep. It was Russia's Ilya Safonov on the doorstep, but Matanoglu stood his ground and denied him. The redirect attempt goes in. A blast from the point. The goal should be credited to Dani Zinoyev, forward, on the nice deflection in front. And that's basically impossible for the keeper in that situation. Matanoglu sees the puck and it's redirected. There's no goalie in the world, unless he's lucky, he's going to stop that shot. So the Russians clearly in good form coming in. There's an icing. It's very difficult in this game to call off the dogs if you're wondering, at what point this gets out of hand, because it's a sport where you're skating forward and passing the puck and trying to put it in the net. Unless they just chose to control the puck, they're going to keep coming. That goal scorer right back in front. There's another one. Alexander Gordon, I believe, will get credit, at least for an assist if it was tapped in. He was the one who carried it in. And it's barely 6 minutes in, and it's 5-0. Here's the replay. Oh, yeah. A good idea by the keeper, Matanoglu, to keep the stick down so that the teammate on the left doesn't get an easy stuff, but it goes off his stick and into the net. Big save there. That was ticketed for the goal. Niatsev with a couple back-to-back. Turkey trying to break out. Opportunity there to get a shot on goal. Irkan Karaman taking it in, and that'll be gobbled up by the Russian keeper. Makar Chusarov. Ak on the faceoff. He's done good work in the faceoff circle so far. Could have been a penalty called on the Russians. No call. There's some call. Let's see who's going. Yeah, it looks like it will be Zinoyev, number 23, heading out. I thought they might have called that, although it looks like it's going against Turkey. It'll be the Russians on the power play again. The last time they held this European Youth Olympic Festival, this Russian program went all the way and won the gold medal. Probably surprises nobody. Look at the work by the captain again. Looked like Matanoglu got a glove on that, a piece of it. Niazev, the captain, had his way, had a pretty good look. In the box. In the box is Chever Aksu. 2 minutes for tripping. Matanoglu holding on. Ilya Safonov taking the face off, wins it. Remember, they're still on the power play. What a grab that was. Matanoglu showing the form with the quick left hand. And there was an apparent. Russians went in looking for a little rebound, and of course that's always going to create a scrum in front of the keeper. Face-off won by Turkey, but still goes to the Russians. Just watch the puck movement. All the way through. Deflected, slows the play down, and cleared. Now is there an opportunity for a shorthander? Now the Russians come all the way back. Gather it. Mikhail Stikhanovsky has it, and here he comes. Off the post, and oh, what an opportunity that was. Looked like Vasily Podkolzin had one, but it banged off the post, the goalie's best friend, next to his defenseman, of course, and here come the Russians again. 14 seconds left on the power play. They fan. He gets it right back. That's the captain. He already has a goal. Has 2 goals. Power play just about over. Good work by the Turkish boys. They can still hold on here. And clear. The last 5 minutes or so has been much better than the first. What an opportunity right in front. Olympic Channel bringing this to you live on our Facebook, on YouTube, and of course Olympic Channel. And there's a giveaway and a goal, and it is now 6. Ilya Nikolaev gets that one. There's going to be a happy bench. Look at the stick handling. Pulls it back and goes stick side high as the Turkish keeper Matanoglu went low. He'll learn that over his career as he gets more work in, that if you go low, these skilled snipers will just lift it. the Finnish-born coach of the Turkish team, Vitiaski, talked about how he had hoped that the home crowd would lift them, and certainly you can tell there's a following, a pretty good crowd here at the Ice Hockey Hall, loud and encouraging. They'll stay with it. They understand that this is a very difficult matchup for the Turks. Probably the best team in the tournament they're facing right off the bat. And another penalty. As Nicholas Cicek heads to the box. One thing that you really can't do, and it's understandable when you're overmatched, you're going to try to do what you can to keep the players in front of you and away from opportunities. But putting the Russians on the power play is, it's difficult because they're going to move the puck. They're going to get good shots. And there's another, looks like another penalty. There was a trip right in the face-off outside of the zone. Okay. Thought they were calling there was a Russian player went down right in front. But it's a face-off outside, and Turkey's clearing it. That'll burn off a few seconds. And here comes the captain again, walking in and just rips it glove side. The hat trick already for Knyazhov. Knyazhov has been mighty, mighty impressive. You can see why, he'd be the captain on the team. He plays the point on the power play. Stick handle, he's a defenseman who's in the offensive zone most of the game. And that'll change as the tournament goes on and they face tougher competition. He'll have to go back and tend to his business. And here's a chance. That's a pretty good angle wrist shot. Cleared away by Chufarov, the Russian goalkeeper. And it's 8. And you can see, the Russian boys, if you've seen hockey, usually goal celebrations, people are happy to score, but at this point, they fully understand the matchup and what's going on. Laroslav Likachev, there was no celebration other than to thank his teammate. They won't be rubbing it in. It's that they have to play. They're going to play hockey, and it's just part of the matchup disparity that is the reality here today. Great teaching moments, though, for the Turkish head coach, Vesa Vitiaski. There's just so many things you can say in practice. They've had a good, long training camp getting ready for this. Played in tournaments, and again, they're improving. It's just they're going up against one of the best young teams in this part of the world, and it's 9. It's an open net goal right there for Alexander Cherney. I was saying a happy bench because typically, you don't get this many goals or assists, but it looks like everybody will get involved. And again, they don't take particular pleasure in this. They're just going to go out and play, and it's difficult really for the Russians to get better in this kind of a matchup. It's just like a scrimmage where they can get a chance to work on every facet of their game, and clearly they're very skilled, and they're going to be a handful for any of the teams in this tournament. Here comes Sergei Levinevsky. Giveaway and a chance. Precious few shots on goal for Turkey. Maybe one or two. Nice stick check, but here come the Russians again. Stick handling in, backhand. It's 10. Daniel Gudlik. And again, I'm struck by the muted celebration. There's, they're just going to appreciate the effort from each other and the teammates, but they're not even raising their sticks in celebration. You see the group of Turkish fans right up to the right of that shot there, still chanting loudly, and when and if the Turkey boys score a goal, it'll be loud. They'll let their friends and countrymen hear it if they're able to put one past the Russian keeper. Right at this point, they have I think one shot on goal. It was a good one, and certainly made Chufanov make the save. And there's another one. No sooner do I say one save than there's another. That was point blank. And a big scoring opportunity off the giveaway. But Chufarov had to show his grit and patience and calm, and he did. It's a pass all the way down. Now the Russians will do a little cycling in the corner. Turkey battling. And there's another one. And that'll go to 19, Vasily Podkolzin. The players on both sides will hear many of the same things in the dressing room coming up here in the break between periods 1 and 2. There's really it's teaching points for the Turkish coaches, and for the Russian coaches it's things to work on. Great passing, great unselfishness. You saw the goal scorer from just a minute ago set up his teammates, and there's one for Larislav Likachev. That's his second. Going 5-hole. And for Mutanoglu in goal for the Turks, he just has to keep his head up. And at this point, it's just about your technique, and you're facing a really talented team. So you just learn from it. Try to cut down angles, try to stay sharp, and you can't feel too badly because they're doing this to a lot of teams. Backhand, gobbled up, face-off. Mutanoglu standing his ground there. The thing that strikes me is that the Russians are getting shots from about, point-blank range, and that's an issue for the back-checking of the Turkey team and the defense. And again, it's just an overmatched group. But again, it's very difficult in this sport. I mean, to tell a team out there that's trying to work hard and skate and go that direction to, to not. In football, maybe you don't pass, you run the ball, or and there's another goal. And if you're playing soccer, international football, then there's ways that you can sort of work the clock and not attack. Alexander Gordon with his second. What a setup there. Look at that. Very unselfish, as we've seen throughout. But there's just no way to burn the clock in this game unless you just, stay and just pass the puck around the back of the back of the rink and don't even attack, which is kind of counter the way the game is supposed to be played. So there's a challenge for the Russian players and coaches to work hard, but find a way to not pile it on. And I think part of that is that they just don't celebrate when they score. They're not going to rub that in. And frankly, Turkey wouldn't get any better if the Russians just went into a shell and didn't attack at all. Oh, what a glove save. And again, in position, but no goal. It was, and you see that the keeper, Matanoglu, is fuming at something. No goal, but you saw the Russian skill. Finally he just banked it in off the goalie's pads. There's a chance there. Matanoglu's looking around, and it was banked in off of his shoulder or something, but no goal. And you see him talking to his defenseman. And talking might be a rather tame way to put that. That's offsides. So we've seen the Turkish boys have a couple of chances, and the one a few minutes ago, point blank. But to the credit of Makar Chufarov, the Russian goalkeeper, he stood his ground. Face-off being taken by Matvey Guzgov for Russia. He wins that, and they chase down, and here they come again. Turkey very aggressive on the forecheck, sending two guys in, leaving few behind, as you see, and then they can't get the puck. And right in front, the men in red loaded up again. Here comes Turkey with a shot from mid-rink. Didn't have much of a chance, but it's a shot on goal. And here they come again. We've seen that skating right around, and goalie makes the first save. Impossible to clean up the rebound, and that's another one for Daniil Zinoviev. I believe that's two for number 23. Many of them have two, and already a hat trick for the captain. In case you're wondering, world record 82-0. Slovakia and Bulgaria women's match. I don't think we'll get there. Three minutes to go in period number one. Russians have buried almost all of their chances. Turkey's had a couple, one point blank, but the Russian keeper was equal to that. And again, right around, and another one, 15. Good work by Vasily Podkolzin, who gets his second. at some point, though, it does test the confidence of the keeper, Mohamed Matanoglu, and their coaches have to be aware of that. And certainly Vesa Vitakowski, the Finnish-born coach of the Turkish team, understands that. You don't want to let him just stand in there and face this barrage. I mean, some of this is fine. He'll learn at some point. It becomes, I think, counterproductive, but we'll see. It's early. And this Russian program is advanced far enough where this is no fun for them either. I mean, they'll take it and they'll do what they have to do, but you know, they're not going to grow from this experience, and they're certainly not going to rub it in and trying to make it 16. Great work in front by Matanoglu, the Turkish goalkeeper, just staying tall and continuing to battle against overwhelming numbers. Among the issues for the, well, there's a chance. Among the issues for the Turkish goalkeeper is that he, because of what's going on in front of him, he has to move and has to go away from the normal angles he would want to have in goal. It comes out a little too far to maybe try to knock the puck away, or he's left alone on a 2-on-0. It's hard to keep your textbook goalie approach when the Russian waves keep coming. A power play now for Turkey, and again a coaching point for Vitakowski, their coach. Ilya Nikolaev, who has a goal, now is going to spend 2 minutes resting. We'll see if Turkey can get lined up on their power play. They'll just try to rip, and there's a chance. Oh, there was an opportunity, but a big save. Great puck movement right there. Nice work again by Makar Chufarov in goal for Russia. Winding down end of the first period. And again, this is an excellent opportunity for the Turkish team to work on the power play against a very talented penalty kill. Inside the final seconds of another chance. Can they get another shot off? Another save. Oh boy. Chufanov hasn't had much work, but Makar Chufarov has been equal to every test from the Turkish team, and the score says it all as far as how the Russians are attacking Mohamed Matanoglu and the Turkish side. So we'll step aside. Both coaches will work in the dressing room with their teams, and we'll come back in a few minutes with the start of period number 2. Pretty good crowd here, and they'll be coming back as well. Stay with us here. Live stream on Olympic Channel. Tom Kirkland with you.
take every single piece of the blame if you want me to. But you know that there is no innocent one in this game for two. I go, and then you go out and spill the truth. Can we both say the words and forget this? Yeah, is it too late now to say sorry? 'Cause I'm missing more than just your body. Oh, is it too late now to say sorry? Yeah, I know that I let you down. Is it too late to say I'm sorry now? I'm not just trying to get you back on me. 'Cause I'm missing more than just your body. Is it too late now to say sorry? Yeah, I know that I let you down. Is it too late to say sorry now? Sorry. Sorry. Yeah, I know that I let you down. Is it too late to say sorry now? Sorry. Sorry, yeah, I know that I let you down. Is it too late to say I'm sorry now? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
The club is packed, I rap the rap. Ladies are in here from front to back, and they love my soul, I reply. Baby girl, don't you know that I am the fly? Hands in the sky, don't ask why. Party on down with Big Bow Wow. I got style, got flair, got you right there. I got enough stuff to make you do that there. So come on, just having a ball. Beware of the owner, 'cause the owner's a dog. I got y'all back off the wall.
Just let me know, I like the way that you talk, I like the way that you walk. Crash, boom, bang, you're so beautiful. Can't wait till we kiss, give me your lips. Crash, boom, bang, you're so beautiful. I'm gonna make you say, oh my God.
Wow, oh my God. 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 Oh my God.
I make you wanna say,
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I make you wanna say,
Oh my God. Oh my God.
baby, wanna be my lady? Let's take a ride in my blue Mercedes. Green grass, sitting on a beanbag. Close your eyes so the dream lasts. No fading away, just blazing shade. Night will turn to amazing day. You and I and you. Let's do what lovers do. Do that dance, so do that dance. Do that dance, so do that dance. Do that dance, so do that.
Just let me know, I like the way that you talk, I like the way that you walk. Crash, boom, bang, you're so beautiful. Can't wait till we kiss, give me your lips. Crash, boom, bang, you're so beautiful. Oh my God. I'm gonna give you everything you want.
Wow, oh my God. Oh my God.
bun bun. Happiness is buns bun, dun dun. Bet you wanna taste it, bun bun. Bet you wanna taste it. Etti çıtı dun dun dun, bun bun. Happiness is buns bun, dun dun. Bet you wanna taste it, bun bun. Bet you wanna taste it. Etti çıtı dun dun dun. Haydi meron weekend, nasıl edon çıkan. Can't get it at that just speakan. Haydi meron weekend, nasıl edon çıkan. Can't get it at that just speakan. Sunday night, I put sunlight in my blood right, in my blood right. Sneam som den kurjo, kurton dun sim om ke përdoj, futja high. Gonna be alright. Bounce to the rhythm bustin', yo, 'cause my time has come with the bustin'. Put on my bossing, nice and I'm high and low. Ooh, check on pass my muscle. Till my kids be bustin'. Let's go to the straight and boost. Skin like K-Track on the groove. Haydi meron weekend, nasıl edon çıkan. Can't get it at that just speakan. Haydi meron weekend, nasıl edon çıkan. Can't get it at that just speakan. Hani bir şey sen parası takiš. Vom drugu që më më kërë prish. Kjo më si jo më ane. Se kur ftofni her, jo më nuk këndej.
Miroir, dis-moi qui est le plus beau, quitte à devenir mégalo. Viens donc chatouiller mon ego. Allez, 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 laisse-moi entrer dans ta matrice, goûter à tes délices. Personne ne peut m'en dissuader. Allez, 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 je ferai tout pour t'accompagner. Tellement je suis borné, je suis bien dans ma bulle. Allez, allez, allez. Tout est beau, tout est rose, tant que je l'impose. Dis-moi qui est le plus beau. Allez, allez, allez. Allez,
Olympic Channel, happy to be live streaming the beginning of the European Youth Olympic Festival. First hockey matchup. Obviously, the defending gold medalists from this event 2 years ago, the Russians, their program basically light years ahead of Turkey's, but Turks are out here battling. Their Finnish coach understands the enormity of the task as he builds the program. But and these kinds of matchups have to happen, and believe me, the Turkish team will grow from this. Even though the number looks bad right now, it will help them in their development. They'll see what it's like to play at the highest levels. And this is not just a breakdown of any one facet of the Turkish game. It's just the Russians are very skilled, and again, just ahead of where the development is right now for Turkey. Just to give you an idea, if the score alone isn't enough, 29-4 shots on goal. And here come more, and that looked like that went in, but apparently hit the post. Point blank range. And the Russians, they won't be happy with that. There was another opportunity for a goal, and there's one right there. But Daniil Zinoyev, point blank range, hit the post, but moments later, Matvey Guskov, I believe that's the first time we've called his name. Many other players have scored. Might be his first. The Turkish head coach, Vidakovsky, we've talked about earlier in the period, he said preparations are pretty good. We had a good camp 2 weeks ago. Save made there by Motanoglu. Good camp 2 weeks ago in Ankara, Turkey. Then we went to Finland, 3 exhibition games. Now they're ready for this event. And again, he's embracing the opportunities to the best European players, and an opportunity for his team to grow through the adversity. This is no fun if you're on the Turkish team, but it's part of the development process. And as I said earlier, this is no fun for the Russians either. They'll continue to work and pass the puck around and try to score, but they're not really growing from this. Good body work done there by the Turkish defenseman in front of Motanoglu. That was Imre Turan. And there's a little bit right back as Vasily Budkozin takes the body. Nice pass there. Big save. Good positioning by Motanoglu. Seen a little bit of an increase in physicality here. And the icing will bring the puck back into the Turkish zone. And it's understandable that the Turks took 6 penalties in the first period. Russians took a couple. And you may see more penalties as the score continues to grow. There will be frustration. I mean, there's one right there, not called. Well, no, it was. That was a world-class cross check in the back. The program has some growing to do, but again, that young man fully understands the work of the lumber in the back, and that is Farhi Chalepli. I'm sorry, I got to change the number on that. It would be Kadir Saklicha. Got the number confused, but the idea is the same. I mean, he earned every bit of those 2 minutes. Just watch the puck movement and the positioning. They will move it around, and for them, this is good practice. This is better than a scrimmage with, well, probably not better than a scrimmage with their own team, but it's live fire. It's a tournament. Anytime you can get work on the special teams, particularly the power play, it is so much about setup and positioning. They certainly know each other's games very well. They know who to look for. They'll gain the zone, and if they can't walk on in, they'll set it right back up. I'm sure that's what their head coach has been talking to them about. There's no need to rush all the way in. Set it up and go to work on your power play positioning. Chance for the Turks to clear it, but they were unable to gain possession. And now the Russians continue. There's a clear all the way down as we wind down to 45 seconds left on the Russian power play. Vladimir Filatov, the head coach of the Russian Federation boys hockey team, doesn't have a whole lot to complain about, but I'm sure as a coach there'll be things he sees here. Effort, not one of them. Nice work there by Mohamed Mutanoglu. Been impressed with his positioning, and the score not indicative of his work. He's been left all by himself too many times. But his positioning is solid. Took away the near post and made the Russian player try to pick a corner and makes the save. See the positioning. They will go round and round, and if it goes well, they'll get somebody with a wide open net. 8 seconds, still enough time to set up and make a couple passes and get something. And we're even strength if the Turkish player can join the play fast enough. And there he is, 5-on-5. There's a harmless trip, won't be called. Here comes Turkey with a chance. Stick to side, or blocker to side easily by the Russian keeper Chufarov. I've been very impressed because it would be easy for him to lose concentration, although every goalie's thinking of a shutout. But in this kind of a game, concentration is going to be difficult when he's not being tested. But that was a big save. And there's another one. Again, point-blank shots they will not miss. Matvey Guskov with another one. You may notice the Turks trying to pick up the physicality. I'm sure their coach Vesa Vitakovsky has said, if you can't skate with these guys, at least make them pay a price. And, it's a little bit of a way to take out some frustration, taking the body. But the problem is then, the Russians will turn up the physical play, too. They're not going to just allow Turkey to knock them around. And there's another goal. Great work by that young man. We've seen him do that before. Daniil Zinoviev. That's at least 2, maybe the hat trick for him. Just 2. There is already one hat trick in the first period, and that went to the team captain, Artemy Knyazov. And you see in that situation, it's a little late to be cross-checking him after he's skating. There has to be some body work done there. But again, they're skating so effortlessly. Some of these guys are big kids. It's just it's a mismatch, which is obvious. Great work, though. Great concentration by the Turkish keeper. Continues to do good work. again, if the Turkish coach Vitakovsky is looking for bright spots, the fact at this point in the first period they were down 6 or 7. They've only given up 3 so far. And I don't think I've seen any let up from the Russians, nor will you. That's just not, can't play the game that way. It's really hard to assess what form the Russian hockey team has right now just because of the competition. I mean, everything looks easy and flowing, but we'll see when they step up against Belarus. Slovakia will give them more of a battle. France, their hockey program is very well developed. Good work there by the Turkish defender. What a shot that was. That could be number 1 for number 3. Don't believe we've called his name. Dmitry Twivilin. His first, and nice setup, and he just one-times that. And, you know, that's something if you're a goalie coach, maybe positioning was a little bit of an issue there. It's not 34, I promise you. It's close, but it's not 34. We're getting closer to 34. And again, this is where this young man, the Turkish keeper, Muhammed Matanglu, has to just stay in it. He just has to try. Nice bit of stick work there. And the goal for Igor Serdyuk might be his first. It is his first. I think everybody is going to get extra shifts on the Russian team, and everybody has a chance to score a goal. And they put 34 up a few minutes ago. We'll probably get there, but not in the second period. That passing. And the other impressive thing is you don't see the Russian boys miss the net very often. They're going to put it on net, make Mahatanglu make a save, and here's an opportunity. Oh, it was almost in. Was it in? I think the crowd thought it was in. It was behind the Russian keeper, Chufarov, but he kept it from going over the line. Look at that hit from the Turkish captain. Nice save there. And there it is. 21. But hope there's a replay of that play down the other end, because the Ilya Nokoliev, I believe that's another one. I believe I've called first goal. Okay. But it looked like Turkey had a goal, and I think the crowd was rising to celebrate. It got behind the keeper, Chufarov, but it did not go over the line, and it was whisked away quickly. And here's the replay of another Russian goal. Again, 3-on-1 on the keeper. At some point he has to say, guys, help. I don't know where those guys are. They're working hard. It's just, again, you can't be critical. It's just a whole different level of programs. If you're wondering, it was 15 at the end of period 1, and it's 6 in this period. So an improvement. And I thought that Turks had a goal, but quickness by the Russian defense to just save the puck that had gone past their keeper, but get it before it crossed the line. And there's a whistle. And that's going to be, looks like a penalty being called. And I think when you see this Russian team play later in the tournament in more heated competitive battles, you'll see them be more physical. You've seen a little bit of it here, but, you know, up 21-0, there's no point for the Russians to take the body. See that right there? Oh, that was almost in. Great work, though, by Chufarov's defenseman. That was Fari Chalepli, who almost scored. But I like the work of in front of Chufarov by his defender, Nikolai Baronov. That saved the goal. The puck was just easy heading toward the back of the net, and he was able to whisk it out of there. Very heady play. And again, power play. And nice save there. Good positioning. If Mohamed Matanoglu can have the right approach to this, just forget the number and play each play, he can grow, he can learn, and this is live fire. Too many men on the ice was the call against Turkish team. But Mahatanglu can really learn from this, because this is better than any work he'll see in practice. I mean, these guys are moving the puck. It's coming hard and fast, and there's a lot of people around the net. Clearly, again, the skill and understanding difference is obvious. So if you're the keeper, this is a chance to, live fire against a world-class team that is the defending gold medalist in this event. They know what they're doing, so and just set goals for yourself and try to make as many saves as you can. That was pretty much a bullet from the face-off line, and these Russian players are very, very skilled. And he had a pretty good look at that as well. That just goes whistling over his shoulder. I mean, incredible shot. Igor Serdyuk. It's another for him. Again, if you're tuning in, Olympic Channel live streaming the beginning of the European Youth Olympic Hockey Festival, day 2 of the competition. First game in the hockey tournament. Clearly, the defending gold medalists in this, the Russians, are just, it's a mismatch. But if you're wondering, they really aren't running up the score. It's just they're playing the game, and Turkey's program is not developed enough to find a way to stop them. Big save there again. In the right position. Keeping the movements to a minimum. Cutting off angles. Coming out when he can. Mohamed Matanoglu. This is the 13th European Youth Olympic Festival, and it was an idea born of Jacques Roga before his tenure as International Olympic Committee president. And clearly, these are all players that if their countries are fortunate enough to qualify for future Olympics, you will see, particularly some of the Russian kids, you will definitely see in the Olympics, and maybe, at the highest levels of Europe and maybe the NHL, because it is that level of hockey that these kids are used to playing. And as they grow into their bodies and become, better at what they're doing, they'll have opportunities. And one of the things I'm noticing clearly in addressing whether the Russians are pouring it on, they're not taking the body at all. They're not hitting like they would in a game that was more competitive. They would be finishing checks and looking to impose their will physically. That's just not the case here. They've had chances, and every once in a while you'll see one. But they could be taking a far greater physical toll on the Turkish team, and they're just not doing it. You see how strong they are on their skates, taking pushes and shoves and minor cross checks and staying up and continuing to move, head up, looking for teammates. It's not a power play, but it has that feeling because the Turkish defenders are back in front of their keeper, and he bobbles and covers up. Another thing for Matanoglu is to make sure he doesn't get too down on his teammates in front of him. That's the Turkish keeper. You understand the levels, the mismatch. You just can't, and I'm sure there's frustrations about him being left all by himself in front of the goal. But you have to understand, and every once in a while, when they need it, you have to light up your teammates if the effort's not there, if they're making tactical mistakes. But you can't just yell because of the difference in talent. It's just the reality of the matchup, and they knew that coming in. They probably knew the number would be large at the end of the game. Nice save and a good work there by Matanoglu's teammate, keeping his eye on the puck. Xavier Aksu, his defender in front. You'll see he's right there, bats it away. Almost didn't clear it, but he got the hand on the puck and prevented an easy opportunity for the Russians on the doorstep. Will they wave off the icing? Yep. It's usually a judgment call. If it doesn't go fast down the ice and it's playable, they'll let it go. Especially at this point, the officials do not want to have any needless play stoppages. I'm sure that Turkish head coach told them, but before you just forget the score, don't even look, just play shifts and play the puck and try to help your teammates out, certainly help your goalkeeper out. At this point, it's the same situation for Russia. The score really doesn't matter, other than the shutout. And you know that the Russian keeper wants a shutout as Russia scores again. Shufarov will make sure his teammates understand he wants the shutout, regardless of what the number is on the long end. Here's the goal. Nice setup in front. And again, there are 4 Turkish defenders in the area, unable to stop Igor Serduk, and there's 2 for him. That was the hat trick, so he joins the captain, second Russian player with a hat trick. There may be more coming. I was impressed by the pass from Alexander Gordon behind the net. Perfect setup, but that's one of the times if you're Matanoglu that there's 4 of his teammates around one Russian and he's wide open shooting the puck. And another one. And again, I believe that was 15 on the setup. Incredible passing. Alexander Gordon, behind the net, little pirouette, almost a no look. He knows where his teammate is. And again, there's the two Turkish defensemen, you know, you got to have your head on a swivel and be able to see the Russian forward attacking. Serduk, back-to-back, 3 in a row now. He has a natural hat trick in the period, 4 goals in all. They have 4 minutes to see if they can get 6 more goals to equal the first period. I'm sure that's not going on in their head. We saw a near Turkish goal a few minutes ago, and you know that's what they're holding out for. If they can manage to put one past Chufarov, it would certainly lift the team and the crowd here, give them a chance to celebrate loudly. Not sure they're going to get one. They've had a couple of chances, and Russians come in looking for more. And you got to a point where Matanoglu was looking behind him there. Like now. Alexei Siplikov, first time we've called his name. He got one. And at this point, the Russian coach, Vladimir Filatov, will give extra shifts to anybody who hasn't scored. Again, the passing is very good. Nobody near him, and that's just target practice. No goalie can stop all those shots from point-blank range. So it's 10 in this period, 15 in the first. If you're just joining us here on Olympic Channel's live stream, Tom Kirkland here. It's game 1 of the European Youth Olympic Festival hockey tournament. Russia and the host country, Turkey, and it's not a question of, first of all, that the graphic is not wrong. It is 25-0, and the Russians are not pouring it on. They're just playing. Nice save there, and the rebound is safely steered aside. The giveaway, and that's one of those cases that you're probably better off just clearing the puck than trying to stick handle past this team. Nice save there again. Hugging the post, not anticipating anything, just taking care of the attacker. And good work, staying true to his form. Really, for this level, I've been impressed with Matanoglu in goal. It's hard to say that. And he gives up another one. But again, that's just, they move the puck, the defense way out of position. Ilya Safonov gets one. I think that's got to be 2 for him. And it's not on the goalie. And it's really not on the Turkish team. It's the mismatch. And, you know, another thing, you just don't see the Russians smiling or laughing or, you know, there's an amount of respect they have for the game, and they understand, you know, what's going on with the Turkish program. I mean, they knew coming in this was not going to be a close game, but it speaks to the character of the Russian players that just this doesn't mean much to them. They don't particularly like this. They'd rather probably be in a closer game and be able to work at it. Nice glove save there. Oh, that's a glove save. Correction. Safonov gets another one. I thought he grabbed it. Top shelf over the glove. I couldn't tell because the Russians, normally in a goal, there's a celebration, but they skated away like there was a save, and that, again, speaks to the point I was making. 27. Can they get 3 and equal the first period? Again, when somebody sees this score, you know, they'll have all kinds of ideas, but really there wasn't, it's not any rubbing it in. If it feels like a power play, it isn't. The Russians have just been, they're just too good. Looks like they won't get to 30, so a better period for the Turkish side. And a clear. That will be icing. Face off deep in the Turkish end. Not sure what you'd say if you're the coaches of either team in between periods. Certainly, if you're the Turkish coach, Vesa Vidakovsky, you'll want to continue to talk and draw up things on the board and point out positioning. If you're the Russian coach, I'm not sure you say anything at all. See them holding and holding and holding and trying to get the perfect shot. Winding down. Again, a great concentration from Muhammad Mutanoglu. As he holds on and face off in front of him here. 24 seconds to the end of period number 2. They got a glove on that one. There they go again, and that clanked off the pipe, I believe. Might have gotten a piece of it. Another point blank shot. With their face off in front of Mutanoglu. Great passing, but unfortunately for the Russian side, Medved Guzkov could not finish, and we are finished with period number 2. 27-0, Russian Federation dominating, as we knew they would. 15 first, 12 in the second. Turkish keeper Muhammed Mutanoglu has played pretty well considering, but just outclassed up and down the lineup. We'll step aside. We'll be back with the third period here on Olympic Channel's live stream of Day 2 of the European Youth Olympic Festival.
Something about your body, it's got me thinking of nobody but you. I don't want nobody, I don't want nobody, baby, but you. Something about your body, it's got me thinking of nobody but you. I don't want nobody, body, 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 body,
So take a deep breath and let it go. You shouldn't be drowning on your own. And if you feel you're sinking, I will jump right over into cold, cold water for you. And all time may take us into different places, I will still be patient with you. And I won't know, I won't let go. Cause we all get lost sometimes, you know. It's how we learn and how we grow. And I wanna lay with you till I'm old. You shouldn't be fighting on your own. And if you feel you're sinking, I will jump right over into cold, cold water for you. And all time may take us into different places, I will still be.
Welcome back to Erzurum, Turkey, day 2 of the European Youth Olympic Festival. We're live streaming here on Olympic Channel. And young Turk with the flag, it's evident that, as one of the assistant coaches for Turkey has said, that they were in Helsinki, Finland recently, and they saw kids out at rinks playing, and that isn't happening here in Erzurum or throughout Turkey. Their head coach said that he grew up in a town in Finland, a city with 300,000. They had 15 or so arenas, hockey rinks, and in Turkey they have 5 or 6 total. I mean, they've talked about how it really has to be developed from the grassroots. Meantime, there's a goalie change, and good work being done there. Mohamed Matanglu started, gave up 27, faced 68 shots in the first 2 periods, and their coach has decided to, Vesa Vitakowski has decided to give the backup some time. Kaan Kapici, number 25 in goal now. We'll see how he does. High over his head. I'm sure he's excited to get this opportunity to test himself against these Russian kids who have been superlative. Their stick handling, their ability to move the puck, and granted the competition isn't close to where they are, but very impressed with what they're doing. And they are the defending gold medalists here from 2 years ago. And again, not a power play. It's just the superior control, possession. Here comes Turkey with an opportunity. Erkan Kamran had an opportunity to walk in and trying to put the puck closer to the net and get a goal. That's the goal here. Get a goal. It could bring this ice hockey hall up, and nope, that shot fired wide. Crowd here has been alive and supportive. Not much to cheer about, but I think you'll hear them if Turkey can score. And here's a breakaway for the captain. And another goal. That's, again, a breakdown. And Igor Serdiuk has 5. It's not the captain. The captain has the hat trick. Russian captain Artemy Niazev. He had 3 in the first several minutes. And you get a sense Kaan Kapici is getting the idea early what his teammate in goal, Matanoglu, faced. Russian boys, though, when they get chances, they don't miss. Good save there. There's a big chance on the backhand by Russia's forward, Daniil Gutic. He probably is wondering how come that didn't go in. I've seen that several times. The Turkish players overskating the puck, or just it goes off their stick and creating opportunities the other way. It's just part of the development, the skill development. You have to get better stick control on their skates, everything. Big save there. Right in front, point blank. Hey, so far so good for Kaan Capici, the backup. I think he's robbed a couple goals. Could be 30. Might get to 30, but not yet. And in other sports, this game wouldn't be out of reach, but they go one at a time. I don't even need to say any more there. A little bit of puck possession here, giving themselves opportunities to get shots off. Dump it back in. And at this point in period one, it was 3 or 4-0. And I think you just have to give Kaan Capici a pat on the back, backup keeper. And as I say that, commentators curse. It's buried behind him. Alexander Chernil. Look at that sweet move. My goodness. All the way through a couple of Turkish defenders. That's 2 for him. At the higher levels, that guy he'd be checked, he'd be knocked off the puck, or he'd have to move the puck because the defense wouldn't be backing up so much and sort of watching him freewheel. They just take the body, push him off. But again, it's a skill level that needs to be addressed, and that's why when you're building a program, these are the challenges you face. It has the look and feel of a power play, but it's even strength. And there's another one. It's 30. Mikhail Shtakovsky, his second. That's a wicked shot up high on the blocker side of the keeper, Kaan Capici. And again, the reality is that he's not going to be able to stop many of these shots. He's made a couple of good saves early in the period.
Scored by number 7, Stikhanovsky Mikhail. Assisted by number 19, Podgorskyn Vasily. Time 44:28.
Here comes Turkey with a bit of a push, and that's turned around in a hurry. It's another thing that the transition of the Russian team is it's why they are the defending gold medalists here. It's a great group, and there's another one. That'll go to defenseman Nikolai Bedanov. I believe that's his first. At some point, everybody who's not a goalie on the Russian team will score if they haven't already.
Rusya Federasyonu'nun golünü 4 numara ile Burenov Nikolay kaydetmiştir. Asist 18 numara Sergeyuk Igor. Zaman 45:02. Goal for Team Russia. Number 4 Burenov Nikolay. Assisted by
and another chance. Look at how close they get
Time 45:02.
Either saved or went off the post. Coming in again, and again, Capici looking equal to the task, stops it, covers it, will have a face-off. This certainly beats any practice for this goalkeeper, and the same for the starter, Mohamed Matanoglu. It's the kind of pace of the shot and passing and all the intangibles that you just can't replicate in practice with the talent level that their teammates have, because it'll just the goalies will grow a lot from this. They'll understand different angles and understand having to keep fighting and keep believing, and there's maybe some attention paid to having your defenders a little bit more aware in front of you, but you could pick any number of several different areas that they need to work on. And as their coach has said, it has to start at the young ages. They just have to get parents involved in helping the kids to play more, and that's how you build a program. Tomorrow's a day off for Turkey. No doubt they'll have a skate and a training session. Russia takes on France. Belarus and Slovakia, like France, make their debuts in this European Youth Olympic Festival hockey tournament. There's a big hit in the corner. Well delivered by Turkey's Fari Çelebi. And another one. There's the captain with number 4 or 5. Niazev gets his 5th.
Rusya Federasyonu'nun golünü 8 numara ile Kniazev Artemi kaydetmiştir.
Captain had 3 in the first, 10 minutes of the game. That's his 4th, this one. Gave him 1 extra.
Kniazev Artemi, time 46:45.
You may recall earlier in the second period, it was the graphic said 34-0, and I think I said we might get there, and we just about have. Plenty of time left.
Buzlanma, icing.
Both teams there's no scoreboard action at all except for the time. It's well beyond that. For the Russians, it's just about, continuing to skate, working on your conditioning, positioning, and making sure you don't make any textbook errors that would cause your keeper, Makar Chufarov, from losing his shutout. Perhaps it's the work in goal of the backup, Kan Capici, maybe giving the team a little more confidence. But, they haven't been, it's no more floodgates for the Russians. They haven't been scoring at will. Although, it's just a matter of time before they'll get another one. Whirling dervish out there. That was close. And a little bit of there was some hoping from the Turkish defenseman right there, Erkan Karaman. He followed a shot, stood there and took a little bit of a shove. Like the Russian defender right there, number 16, Ilya Nikolaev, patted him on the shoulder and kind of pushed him away. Again, the positioning of the Turkish keeper is to be commended. He's done a really good job. This is the backup, Kaan Kapici, and if they could turn and fire one in, nothing would help this team more than seeing one on the scoreboard. That 0 is painful for the home team. Look at the maneuvering right there and all the passing. Again, Kapici he's making save after save.
Zaman 48-26. Team Russia goalkeeper change. Out of goal, number 30, Chufarov Makar, and into the goal, number 1, Chechelev Daniil.
Change in goal for the Russians as they come down here again, and that's nothing that Kapici could do there. So we're up to 33. Meantime, that shutout I alluded to for the Russian keeper, Makar Chufarov, is indeed a shutout, but he only gets 2 periods worth. That's number 7. Number 6 for Sufarov, Serdiuk. The Russian backup keeper is in now, and that's Daniil Chechelev. The team will still want a shutout.
Assist 10 numara Likachev Yaroslav. Zaman 49-26.
You can see now that the Russian players are they're passing it back and forth, trying to, that's their way of really not trying to pile on too much. They're just going to make several extra passes, but if those passes are complete, it usually will lead to a wide open goal. And again, there's Kapici. Takir doing a work in front of his keeper. You'll want to keep talking. Not sure why, but sometimes these individual battles brew and they have nothing to do with the score or the game. And there is another one. As the score grows to the 34 number we alluded to earlier. Alexander Gordon with another one. This 13th European Youth Olympic Festival, the biennial multi-sport celebration of youth athletics. 48 member countries involved in the European Olympic Committees. 34 of those nations are represented here in Erzurum. Young Olympic hopefuls between 14 and 18 competing in 9 different sports. Will be live streaming all week here. Olympic Channel proud to be live streaming many of these competitions over the next 6 days and nights.
Number 15, Gordon Alexander. Assisted by number 10, Likachev Yaroslav.
And the giveaway.
Stikhanovsky Mikhail. Time.
The shot gloved. Been impressed again with Kaan Kapici, the backup. Just over 9 minutes to go. You see that shot? A relatively, easy save for the keeper, but still he's in position, and it didn't become a rebound. He grabbed it, and he'll take the face-off. He made another save there. Good pressure from the Turks right there. 2-on-1 developing. Nice pass, nice save, good work. Capici anticipating the pass, got a piece of that, steered it wide. And something going on behind the play. Whistle blown. Looks like 2 minutes for that gentleman. He will be skating off. Matvey Guzgov. At this point, about the only drama is that 0 on the scoreboard, and Turkish boys are going to be pushing to give family and friends in the crowd something to cheer about. And you'll hear it if they get one. This place will erupt to the extent that it can, with several hundred in there. But you know, the effort will be appreciated, and to give them a chance to cheer for their home team. They're on the penalty kill now, or on the power play now. It's the kill for the Russians, and on the power play, you know, they'll learn you just don't want to ice the puck unless you're in dire straits, and they were trying to sneak out a headman pass that didn't connect, and now the icing brings it back deep in your own zone, and the Russians have a chance to kill off more of the penalty in your own zone. And down a man or not, this Russian team is not going to hold back. They're going to keep skating and playing. And again, Capici is looked not overwhelmed by the moment. You'd think coming in he'd be nervous. It's a little easier when your team's down 30-0 or something. There's no pressure, but still he's kept his position. And again, the commentator's curse. As I'm praising the keeper, one whistle's past him that he knows he should have had. That's one that just got by him. Another one for Daniil Gutlik. You'll see what I mean. It just, Capici barely saw that whistle past him. But you can pretty much count on these Russian boys getting shots on goal. He clearly didn't see that. That's a shorthanded goal. And here they come again. It's 3-on-2, even though they're down a man, and there's another shorty. And another one for Gutic. It's 2 in about 15 seconds. See, now learn from watching tape of this. You know, the defender waving at the puck. You just got to play the body and try to give your keeper a clean look at the shot if the player takes it. That idea you're going to stick check somebody who's flying your way is it'll work at some levels, but not in the early levels. It was Fari Chilepli. 36, and they're still down a man, but we've seen that really doesn't matter. Can the Turkish team mount some kind of a push or just get lucky and have a puck work its way into the Russian net? That would be would certainly lighten up the crowd a little bit.
Offside.
7.5 minutes to go here. The opening game of the European Youth Olympic Festival. We're in Erzurum, Turkey. Tom Kirkland handling the chores here for the Olympic Channel's live stream. Enjoying this. Again, we'll be here throughout the week. Good work. Cicek walks in, gets an opportunity, and did not lead to a good shot. 10 seconds left on the power play, but they've scored. Russians have scored 2 on the penalty kill. Power play is over. The Russians get another skater. 5 aside, 6.5 to go here in Erzurum. Could have been a trip. Referee's not going to call that in a 36-goal game with under 7 to go. Unless it's something violent or way obvious in the middle of the rink, going to let them play. You still want to maintain the rules. You want to teach these kids from either side that regardless of when it is in the game, they called it. There you go. Again, that's what I was getting to. You have to continue to enforce the rules, even though you'd think everybody would just want to get out of here. But, you have to teach these guys that things you can't do, or it's a violation of the rules and a penalty. And another goal.
53-42.
We're up to 37. It's Dmitry Tuvelin. His second, and again, that's just a rip. And Kapachi's finding out what his teammate Matanoglu found out in goal for the first 2 periods, that you can make a few saves, but the way the skill level is, they're going to beat you.
Rusya Federasyonu'nun golünü 3 numara ile Tuvelin Dimitri kaydetmiştir.
Here they come, an opportunity, and you see the difference. The Russian defenseman took the body. That's what I'm talking about. He just pushed the guy off the puck. He didn't play the puck.
Scored by number 3, Tuvelin Dimitri.
The captain went for another goal, didn't get it. Here comes Turkey with an opportunity. Poke checked away, and back comes Russia. Very unselfish work there from the Russian Alexander Chernil. Could have shot the puck. That's what I was getting at, that they're going to overpass at this point, and they're not going to hit anybody. There'll be no body checking or anything. Just about 5 minutes to go here. 2-on-1. What a chance right there. Save. And the backup keeper, Daniil Chichilev, was ready for that. And another one. Likachev with at least his second, maybe third. A hat trick for Likachev. And another one. That one will go to Laroslav Likachev again. That's 4 and 2 in about 10 seconds.
Goal for Team Russia, scored by number 10.
And again, after a good start to the period, and he has been solid, Kan Kapici, the Turks' backup keeper, is dealing with the reality that when you're facing constant breakaways, essentially just 1-on-none or 2-on-none, it'd be hard to keep the puck out of the net.
Rusya Federasyonu'nun golünü 10 numara ile Likachev Yaroslav kaydetmiştir. Zaman 55-11. Goal for Team Russia, scored by number 10, Likachev Yaroslav. Time 55-11. Offside.
4.5 to go. I think we have a chance to see Russia. Pretty good chance they'll advance to the medal round, and pretty good chance they'll be playing for the gold medal here in a few days. We'll be following that. One on 2 or 3, and Russians keep the puck in their own zone. Patience coming. Now the shot. Good save there. A blast missed the net. And that does not. Gitic with another. That's his fourth. These statistics are gaudy. And, you could just tell the nature of the reaction from the Russian boys is that this isn't a lot of fun because they understand the competition level.
Russia, scored by number 28, Gutik Daniil, assisted by number 18, Serdyuk Igor. Time 56-12.
And a takeaway leads to another goal. Oh, penalty, but I guess it was off the crossbar. Thought that hit the top of the net underneath and bounced out. But they'll enforce the penalty. Power play for Russia. Turan, do 2 minutes for the trip. His day's almost done.
Türkiye milli takımından Mehmet Ali Turan.
See how quickly the puck comes off their stick.
Ceza almıştır. Zaman 56-30.
They're already thinking about the next pass.
Team Turkey, number 30. Mehmet Ali Turan, 2 minutes penalty for tripping. Time 56-30.
Under 3 to go. Nice save. Good work in front. Staying with it. Capici made the initial save and followed the rebound. Denied the Russians right there. Minute to go on the power play. Been a good period of hockey for the Turks' backup keeper, Kan Capici. And there's another one. Again, you're killing a penalty, and you're outnumbered, and even in that situation, there's no help anyway down low for the goalkeeper. Likichov has 5. Second Russian with 5.
Rusya Federasyonu'nun golünü 10 numara ile Likachev Yaroslav kaydetmiştir. Asist 8 numara Kniazev Artemi. Zaman 57-44. Goal for Team Russia, scored by number 10 Likachev Yaroslav, assisted by number 8 Kniazev Artemi. Time 57-44.
Almost a breakout. 2 minutes left for Turkey to find a way to put one in the net. It's the only drama left here.
2 minutes left in the
They've been
third
close, had a couple of chances. There's another one. Not sure the captain, number 8, is going to get credit for that, but if so, that would be 5. Artemi Kniazev.
Rusya Federasyonu'nun golünü 21 numara ile Guskov Matyev kaydetmiştir. Asist 8 numara Kniazev Artemi ve 23 numara Zinoviev Daniil. Zaman 58-17. Goal for Team Russia, scored by number 21 Guskov Matyev, assisted by number 8 Kniazev Artemi and number 23 Zinoviev Daniil. Time 58-17.
Minute 20 left in this one, as the Russians work right past the Turkish defense, and you can see right at that point number 10 of the Russians, Larislav Likachev, who has the 5-goal night. You can see comes in. He's going to stay with it. He's going to get popped, and then he said, that's enough of that. And there we go. You knew sooner or later the frustration level would kind of affect the Turks. And again, the Russian player, 19, is just playing the loose puck. Didn't do anything wrong there. But you can understand the frustration level of the Turkish defender right there, right in front of his own keeper. And the keeper will appreciate the work of Erkan Karaman. 2-on-1, maybe a 3. Oh, there's a chance, point blank, and they can't complete the pass. There's a chance. Looks like the shutout will be intact. Nice save from the Turks keeper. Originally, it was Mohamed Atanoglu. Now, Kaan Kapici's played the last 2 periods after Atanoglu faced 68 shots. Hasn't been nearly that bad this period. Steered aside with the blocker, and we're just about done. Here in Erzurum, Turkey, the opener going the way of the Russians. Everybody will skate away from that one. And the Russians will go down and congratulate their goalkeeper. You see the numbers there, 3rd period mirroring the 1st. 2nd a bit better. But again, it's just a mismatch of levels. Crowd appreciates the effort of their Turkish team. They understand they're years away from being competitive, but it's the start. It's the start you need, and you need to play against top-level competition to understand the commitment level that you need to go to. Again, it's just the beginning. Turkey will have a day off. No doubt they'll work. They'll look at tape of this and try to make some adjustments. Russians take on France tomorrow, and the beginning of France's tournament here. The other game, Belarus and Slovakia. They'll pick a star from each team. I don't know how you pick one from the Russians.
President of the Sledge Federation and Mr. Bülent Akay by the President of the Turkish Ice Hockey Federation. Her iki takıma da en iyi oyuncu ödülü verilecektir. Kızak Federasyonu Başkanımız Serkan Yaşar'ı Türkiye'den 33 numara Fahri Celepli'nin ödülünü vermek için sahaya davet ediyorum. Please welcome Mr. Serkan Yaşar to give the Best Player Award to number 33 from Turkey, Fahri Celepli.
That was a good choice. Young man played hard, worked hard. Fahri Celepli. And on that note, we say goodbye from Erzurum. Day 1, day 2 of the competition. And we'll look forward to many more in the next week. European Youth Olympic Festival, Olympic Channel live streaming it for you. We'll see you back here tomorrow from Erzurum, Turkey. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye, everybody.